bars or coffee stations are very popular in today's homes, and mine is no exception. I am going to create a shelving unit that will be added to my coffee bar to create additional storage and better function. I will be building it myself, and you will see how easy it can be. I have created a diagram to follow. The base cabinet is 32 inches tall by 36 inches wide. The cabinet on top is 48 inches by 35.5 inches overall wide. I will be putting in a 18-inch clearance for the first shelf for the base, and then there will be 3 shelves above that. I'm going to be building the entire thing myself. Let's get started. First, I cut down 4 of the boards to 34 inches each, and then I sanded them all down. Now, I only show 3 boards here, but I actually had 4. So I sanded them all down, and then I took the 2 side boards and I did the same with them. I sanded them all down till they were nice and smooth. It should be noted that I paid $1.97 each for one of these boards. For a total right now, I've got just under $12 invested in this project. Okay, this step is going to be creating brackets for my shelves to sit on. And so I measured them off of a spare piece, and I cut them down. This step is going to be placing the marks where each of the brackets will be going for my shelves. So I start off by measuring the bottom shelf to start at 18 inches, giving me clearance of 18 inches so that my coffee maker has enough room. And then each of the other shelves are 10 inches up. So it's 18 inches, 28 inches, 38 inches, and the top one. Okay, now I'm going to attach the brads. Since I have measured where they go and drew the lines, I'm going to attach them. But I'm going to be using some Elmer's wood glue. This is some really good stuff. And then I'm going to be using the brad gun, and I'm going to attach additionally with that to hold them in place as well. So at this point, I'm putting the glue on. And once like I said, once I get the glue on, I will use the nailer gun, the brad gun, staple gun, and whatever you want to call it, and I will adhere it. I leave it sit for about 2 hours, and it's solidly stable and solidly dried. So it was a very quick process overall. As you can see, I've started to assemble the system. It was fairly easy. All of the shelves were the exact same length, so it was just a matter of attaching them. What I did was I set them, as you can see here, I just set them on, and then I went and I attached a screw to the end to have additional security for them. Alright, we're all ready to the trim work. So what I did was I purchased 3 8-foot by 2-inch fairing strips and cut it down to size. Again, using the wood glue, I glued the pieces on, and then for extra, obviously for additional stability, I used the nail gun or staple gun, brad gun, whatever you want to call it. These fairing strips cost $1.27 each, so that was an additional investment of $4 into the project. And then, of course, I sanded everything down. For the final touches, I took wood fiber and I filled in all of the spots that had holes, and then again I sanded that all down. I did wait. I did give it an hour or two in between, allow all of it to harden before I started sanding. After that, I gave it a couple coats of white paint and let it dry in between until I felt that I had a substantial amount of paint to cover it. All right, not quite done yet. Right behind the lower part where I'm about to pull out, this is a piece of cardboard that I've cut down. That's the exact size of the opening in the for the back of the lower bottom portion, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a paintable wallpaper that looks like tin tiles on there and paint it silver to match my kitchen backsplash. Paintable wallpaper is really easy to use, and in this case, like I said, I normally would put it on the wall, but I didn't want to attach it on the wall in my dining room because this isn't actually a cabinet situation. It's totally separate. So I decided to put it on a piece of cardboard that I could easily slip behind, and if I needed to move it in the future, I could. So anyway, this was very simple to cut. It's just squares. It's all real even. It's like 4x4 squares. So I just cut it down, and I'm gonna just get it wet by spraying some water on the back side of it, and then I will use a sponge to sponge down on the front. And it's a real simple process, and it this particular paper also is super easy to match, again because it's 4" by 4", and it's just super easy to work with. So once I get that on, once I get this all cut, you'll see I will just get it wet, and here I'm spraying it with water and getting it wet, placing it, and then the other piece as well, turning it around and placing the other piece. Very simple process. I also have a video out on the process that on how to do it in long form. Well, we're almost done. Now we're going to paint it shimmering silver. It's called Elegant Finish by Metallic Paint, and it looks just like silver. It's really nice, and you can see here how nice it is. And there's the finished product. I did line the outside edges with some tape just for security to hold the edges, because I'm going to be sliding it through, and that's it. It's very simple. It turned out really nice. And you can see how I placed it. Behind the first part of the shelf. It looks really nice. And that is my shelving unit.